Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to have a listen along with Noodle Legs. So we're going to check out some music. Now I don't know if it's going to get up on my channel because it is music. It might get copyrighted, but I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd start off today with paying tribute to the legendary and incredible Shane MacGowan and listening to a track from the Pogues' first album. Called Red Roses for Me, and the song we're going to be listening to is The Boys from County Hell. So this seems a little bit biography sort of really here. It seems like Shane's singing like he's moved somewhere, or the person in the song's moved somewhere, and he's living with a landlord who's absolutely horrible to him and stuff like this, and he's trying to get money together to get booze by the sounds of it. This is the beauty of Shane MacGowan. He knows how to write a story, not just a song, but a story. And it really comes across in this one. It's really, really cool. And you've got to remember, this is their first album. You know what I mean? And he's just starting out. And he's already telling us a story. And it almost sounds like it's almost like a gang. Like they call themselves the Boys from County Hell. And it seems like that they're just sort of like up to no good. And trying to get by in this sort of like living in a sort of a really bad area. Could be London. A lot of these songs are based around London, because I think it's when the band sort of first moved over to London, and it's stories of what they sort of went through, trying to get to where they want to be. And this is sort of like it just kind of sounds like a story of like a gang. Anyway, let's listen on, see what they say. Yeah, so there we go. It seems to sound like he like there's like a gang and they call themselves the Boys of County Hell, and they're trying to borrow money to go out for a drink, and you know, I'll buy you one if you lend me the money, sort of thing. And they get absolutely obliterated, if you like, and they have to get woken up in the morning by their mother or something. But it's a great sense of humour in the song, but also a story. It's telling a story of like of this area and time, of areas of this sort of time in UK and in Ireland, in Northern Ireland. There were lots of there's lots of trouble going on, and there was a lot of poverty about, and a lot of people didn't have work, and a lot of people had to borrow stuff, borrow money to do this, to do that, and all this kind of thing. And I think that's that's how the sort of Pogues, because they went over to London to try and make it big, and that's probably what they were like. They were probably living in this landlord place who was horrible, and they had to keep borrowing money and stuff like this, and all this kind of thing. And I think this is sort of the story's kind of telling us, because there is another track on this album that I really feel I love, called Transmetropolitan, which is the first track, and he does sing a lot about places in London where they used to go, like Camden Palace and Camden, stuff like that, where I used to hang, and that's where I sort of like first heard the sort of really got into the Pogues. And I've met Shane on a couple of occasions pre-gig in sort of like in local sort of small bars. I've met him and stuff like that. And I remember once when I met him, I showed him my tattoo, because I've got a Shane McGowan tattoo there up on my shoulder, and I showed him it. And he just looked at me and gave me that, he's got this famous sort of hissing sort of laugh, and he gave me that famous sort of laugh, sort of giggle, and smiled, and he came and gave me a huge hug and stuff like that, and he offered to buy me a drink, which I refused, and I regret doing that. I should have said yeah, because I could have shared a beverage with Shane McGowan, but I just said no, thanks so much, but I just wanted to thank you so much for the amazing music. And he was so nice. It was a real gentleman. I mean, because when you hear him sing and you see him in his appearance back then, he could be a little daunting, a little scary, because his music, as you can hear in his voice, is quite aggressive. But he was an absolute gentleman, absolute really gentle person, and really nice. And when I've been listening to stories about him over the past week or so since his passing, how gentle and generous sort of man he's always been. And you know, and he's a great storyteller. He writes lots of songs about some of them are like stories, almost film-like, and poetry. And he writes about sort of like philosophers and all sorts of things. He writes about the troubles in Ireland, and what the people are going through, you know, in Northern Ireland, and all the troubles they were going through. And then he wrote songs and love songs about people who lost loves and stuff like this. Songs like Rainy Night in Soho, which was, you know, an incredible love song. He's an amazing songwriter, and he's going to be sadly missed, especially by myself. I was really hit bad when he passed on, and I still feel it now, and I still think we've lost a great songwriter, and an amazing, because he brought two genres together, Irish folk and punk, you know, and it worked. Who would have guessed? But it works. Anyway, guys, I hope this video doesn't get blocked, but it probably will do. And if it doesn't, and you've enjoyed it, let me know down below, and I will do some more. Cheers, guys.